Hello, where's Sister Jory? Sister Jory.
Yeah, Jyoti.
Hi. I'm just trying to start the camera. Hi, there just seems to be a bit of a problem with my camera. I'm just trying one more time. Okay, the camera doesn't seem to be working, unfortunately. Apologies for that. So let me just quickly start with the introduction rather. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so good afternoon and a warm welcome to all. Thanks for taking the time out to attend this workshop on designing your life. And I'm sure, as you guys know, the workshop will be facilitated by Brother Shantano. So before we proceed, just a little introduction to him. I won't be taking up much of your time. Brother Shantano was born in India and lives within a community within the Brahma Kumaris, which is a socio-spiritual organization. He's been practicing meditation for around 20 years. In terms of his educational background, he's a fashion designer and has also studied fine arts. So he's the perfect person to help us design our life. Brother Shantano is also embarked on a personal journey with the environment, where he has found himself not only becoming a vegan, but also engaging in issues on climate issues. This has helped him design a course on recycling, upcycling, and deconstruction. So basically, in order to describe him, we'll just quote a belief of his. He believes that climate and consciousness are strongly interrelated. Without further ado, let me hand you over to Brother Shantano.
Thank you so much, Jory, for the short and brief introduction. I think we would like to have introduction from everyone because we are a good number here that can actually get engaged in conversation. So how I would introduce myself, I would request all of you to introduce yourself in the same manner. You can unmute yourself or maybe even write on the chat box. So I would introduce myself with a virtue that starts with the same initial as my name. For example, my name starts with S, Shantanu. So I would introduce myself as I am simple Shantanu. So simplicity is the virtue that I would use to introduce myself. So I would pass it on to Jory yourself. So introduce yourself with a virtue that starts with the same initial as your name.
Joy.
Yeah, so you have to say, I am joyful, Jory.
Okay, I am joyful Jyoti.
Yeah, joyful Jyoti. So I think your name is written Jory, and that's why I was speaking it wrong. Then Arunaji.
I am accepting.
Very nice. Accepting Aruna, joyful Jyoti. What about Pankita? Pankita, Pooja, Neer, please unmute yourself and share. Yes, Pankita.
Hello, I am Patience Pankita.
Very nice. Patience, Pankita. Pooja, for you.
Hello, I'm Powerful Pooja.
Powerful Pooja, very nice. Neer.
Hello, my name is Neha and my brother Ahin is here joining the lesson.
So what is the virtue that you associate yourself with? Like she said, she is powerful Pooja, patience Pankita, simple Shantanu. accepting Aruna, joyful Jyoti, what is the virtue that you see yourself with? Okay, think about it, and maybe by the end of the session, you would see something and you can respond back. Last but not least, Carol.
I am charitable, Carol. Charitable,
Wow.
Carol. I'm also charming.
Yeah, so you have got two accounts, and that's why you are charitable as well as charming. Very good one. So
Thank you.
why it is important for us to introduce ourselves with not just name and what things we have achieved. It's also the real introduction means, do I know myself, who I am and how I am? So knowing who I am can be sometimes easier than knowing how I am, because knowing who I am is quite simple if you really ask. But understanding it and understanding how I am, what is the spiritual anatomy, is a long task. It's a huge task. So that's why it is good to always remind yourself with the virtues that you can connect yourself with. For example, the virtue that I connect a lot with is simplicity, creativity, easiness. And so there are these few virtues which I connect very much more in depth. And so you might also have certain virtues and values which you might connect more deeply than others. So what is that list for you? What is that list that you see that you can tell yourself, I am cheerful Carol, I am charitable Carol, I am this. So if I know this definition of myself, knowing this definition helps me at the face of situations where I start facing crisis of right encouragement. I have scarcity of the right motivation. And during these times, just bringing that word in our mind sometimes takes us back to that understanding. Oh, yes, I am this. So when I understand that and I start working towards that, bringing that awareness actually supports me in facing a situation. And so the topic is to design life. And when I have to, yeah, bye. So the topic is designing life. And so when I am talking about designing, it's not drawing life. You know, designing and drawing are two different things. When you have to draw, you can be very creative. You can go from 0 to X and you can be as much as creative as you want. There is no boundaries there, there's no limitations there. But when you have to design, in terms of designing, there are a lot of logistics that are there. There is a lot of functionality involved in designing. An artist can draw a beautiful painting, and it could be any form of art. It can be expressionism, impressionism, it can be modern art, it can be pop art, op art, whatnot. But if the same artist is asked to design his own interior, or the design of his own house, or design a house for his friend, he instantly becomes a designer from an artist. So every artist is not a designer, but every designer can be an artist. So when I say that time, I have to understand the functionality of my creativity. I have to understand the limitations that are natural, because sometimes we feel limitations shouldn't be there, but actually limitations are kind of the deciding factors for us to design things much better. So the obstacles are basically the ones that would help us take a bigger and a better designing of our life. So never fear these obstacles. So designing has to have a purpose, it has to solve a problem, and it has to be very aesthetic. So solving a problem has to have a functionality and has to be very aesthetic. When I am trying to bring these three approaches in to my life, I have to make sure that every day that I live by, every thought that I carry when I'm living is empowering me back, is supporting me back, is providing me an approach to a solution. The way I live should be a solution for others to look at and wonder that, wow, this is good. The way I live should be a way for me to see and say, wow, my life is so good. So it's not about people appreciating. If they have to appreciate, they'll appreciate. If they don't have to appreciate, they won't appreciate. People even appreciate people who are at a very miserable state of life, because they think this is just fine. If somebody is constantly getting into the prison because of thefts and other things, he might have a friend circle who would say, it's good, you are so up, you are so hip, you are so bold. So they have a different definition of that kind of appreciation. So people will appreciate good, bad, whatever they have an understanding of. But what is that I from within appreciate, see the worth of something that I'm doing in a long-term way, bringing back benefit to me and to the larger humanity that I am living with. And not just humanity, but also the entire planet that I from me, but not feel that I am taking their right to live peacefully or have a better life. It is very important for us to understand these things when I'm trying to design my life. So I am talking a lot, but what we will do in this session is we'll do a little reflective exercise. I hope you keep a pen and in this reflective exercise, we will be doing some creative writing, and then we'll see a little video, and I would ask you to, because we are a small group and we don't need to break out into big smaller groups, we can all take up this opportunity to view this video, think about it, and share our feelings about it. And at the last, we will do something which I thought would be interesting, is we will be creating a fill in the blanks for ourselves. So on that, I would like to share the video with you. And so can you hear the sound and the video both? Anyone can just show a thumb so that I know.
Yes, it's fine. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. I paused the video here to ask you, what do you think would happen now? You can unmute yourself and share. If you have not seen this video, but what do you think would happen? Will that caterpillar ever be able to get into the cocoon?
I don't think so.
What about others?
No, I don't think so either.
Okay. So, but do you want it to at least somehow get into it, or you also think why it is trying? What is your inner feeling?
I think everyone wants something that was once comfortable for them, and sometimes you just outgrow it.
Let's just see if your good wishes can help the caterpillar or not. So now I would open the floor for you to share what was your feeling while you were watching this, what was that you found out of this video, what is the message that you get out of it. Please be very active and bold to share. This is a very safe space.
Om Shanti. I believe that if you're determined, you would succeed. It just takes a
Yes.
little bit of courage, and through determination, you can achieve your goal.
Very nice. What about others? Kedi Bone, Maseke, Pankita, Pooja, Neil, Carol. Please share. Everybody needs to share. What was your most interesting outcome from this video that you watched?
For me, brother, it was the cooperation, the help, the
The
cooperation.
help and the cooperation. Yes, very nice. Pooja?
That discomfort can bring growth.
Yes, very nice. The discomfort is not just discomfort, it can be a moment in a journey of growth. Very nice. Yes, Pankita.
Santi. At the initial stage, it seems difficult, but if we don't give up, the outcome will be more beautiful.
The initial stage might look very difficult, but always look for why we are doing this. Always have the aim alive in the visions. Yes, Neer Kedipone Maseke. I'm sure I'm not taking it properly, your name.
Greetings of peace. It reminds me of Tata Madiba's quotation that what seemed impossible, when before it's done, it seemed impossible. So we need to be resilient, and it will happen.
Very true. Before it is done, it always is impossible. Before it is ripe, it is always raw. So there has to be a right time, but one has to keep up with that time. Very true. Yes, anybody else?
When change is inevitable, and when it has to happen, you have to go with it. So that caterpillar couldn't back out. He had to go
Yeah.
through that process.
So now, because we have a nice small team, maybe we can divide ourselves into 2 breakout groups instead of many. Or if you can do that, and I would give you 2 questions which you can discuss amongst yourselves, and after the breakout group finishes, you come and share. So the breakout group is just for 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes, the 2 questions that you have to share, discuss is, what are the 3 important values that you saw in this little video that reached out to you more than the other values? Which are the 3 values? I can write it on the chat so that you can remember it. Which are the 3 values that you saw in this story? And there could be similar values, there could be different values for the people in the group. And the last question, the second question that you have to discuss is, which of those values are you? Okay, so for Kedibone, I would just share, there was a story of a caterpillar which was trying to put itself into a cocoon so that it could become a butterfly, but it was not able to do it by itself. And then 2 other insects from the jungle, they saw that the caterpillar is fighting a lot to get into the cocoon, so they come and support it, and they tried their best to let the caterpillar get to the final stage of transformation into a butterfly. And after a lot of hard work, after a lot of waiting, and after a lot of time that they spent for the caterpillar, they really saw the beauty in what they were doing. That was the story. And the second question is, which of those values are you using in your everyday life? So these are the 2 questions. Which are the 3 values that you saw most in that video? And secondly, which of these 3 values, maybe 1 or 2 or all 3, which you are using most in your everyday life? So Sister Carol, can you break us into a small team of 2 so that we can all discuss?
Okay, I will do that. So
Okay.
how many in a group? 2 or 3? 2.
3 is a good number.
3, okay.
So when there would be an information or breakout group in front of you, please join one of the rooms. Oh, I think we all are back. So I would invite you to share what was your finding. What did you find from those discussions? So from our group, Jyoti and Pankita, you can choose to share. And from group one, who is going to share? Please unmute yourself and share. So who were on the group one?
Carol and Nur and Eva and Kitsoni.
So one of you can share what was your discussion on and what stood out most in that discussion for you.
Patients came out a lot, especially with the pandemic. And accepting help.
Accepting help, very beautiful.
Help and lending support and persevering, keeping on. Don't let the environment get to you, the environment of the pandemic. And of course, the big thing was patience. Yeah. And then the little caterpillar was very determined.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know anybody else from the group?
Yeah.
Kitsoni and Nur and Eva, would you like to say something? Add?
Yeah, sure, Carol. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay.
I think also, Tony, okay. I think teamwork came out strongly as well. All of them worked together in unity to achieve the goal, and they accomplished it at the end. And also fearlessness. We actually spoke about how the COVID had changed us, and although we had overwhelming situations to deal with, challenging situations with determination, we didn't succumb to any situation. Thank you.
Very nice. Katie Bonnet?
I think they've covered me. Thank you.
Okay. So from group one, we get to know a lot. What they said was perseverance, but also determination, courage, and it's good and it's okay to accept help, teamwork. What about group two? Pankita, Jyoti, you are please welcome to share.
I think for us, the idea of hope and persistence also came across strongly. And if you have this belief in yourself and know who you are and what you are going to become and your end goal, you'll have the courage and the persistence to fight through the trying times and do what you have to do, even though the journey might be tough.
Thank you, Jyoti. Anything else you would like to add, Pankita? Yeah, so Pooja and Masake, you were in group 3. So one of you can share, or maybe both of you can share. What stood out
Hello.
most to you? Yeah.
This is Neha from Group 1. I think that we learned from the caterpillar was that determination and teamwork can really help us during hard times.
Very nice. Thank you, Neha.
Thank you.
What about group 3, the last one? Yes, Pankita, you want to say something? Please go ahead.
Yeah, all the things that all the groups have said, the one thing is left only, that is the vision. First of all, we have to vision to do something. Then after we can do all of these things.
Very true. To have a high aim, a vision is very important. Yes, the last group, Masake and Pooja.
It was a very interesting conversation, actually. And she touched on something about self-love. And it's like, love yourself to go through the discomfort to be better.
Wow,
Yeah.
very nice, very nice. Yes. What about you, Masake? What stood out most for you?
Thank you. When we were sharing, she said, growth isn't always easy, and that we should not rush growth, because in the universe, most things take their time. And when I was getting into the conversation, I then said, it's just like cooking pap, and for you to do it first, the water must boil. If you mix the milli before the water boils, normally it doesn't turn out right, irrespective of how much heat you can put thereafter. Thank you.
Wow, so it's such a rich conversation that we all have had, that growth cannot be rushed. And when you said that most of the things in the universe happen on its time, I would say everything in universe happen on its time. It's all that you see is happening on its own pace in its own time. It is our level of understanding that brings us to a state of comfort with what is happening, and a state of discomfort what is happening. If I am not prepared enough, if I am not at the level of that understanding that could perceive the lesson in a situation, I would be very, volatile, and I would say this is not right. But if I have that understanding and that wisdom, I would understand that it is happening as per time. It is happening because of certain facts that I might have just overlooked have, or might have been just overshadowed with my emotions and emotions. So with this, what I wanted to probably bring to you is the tools that are needed to design life. The most important tool is to know the self, who I am, what I can achieve, and how I am. So the first thing is to know myself the way I am, not the way how I look in this Zoom screen or on the mirror, but how I actually am. Because this is how I look in the Zoom screen, but this is my body. This is my instrument to perform, to bring communication, to bring action. But the one that is doing these is me, that sentient being, that energy, the spiritual identity. But just knowing that I am this energy is not enough. I have to know what kind of energy I am. So that what kind is the how that we discussed before, and that we try to work it out through this video. Each one of us could recognize some of the virtues or values which were there in this situation, but only certain of these really, I'm admitting someone. So only the certain of these values were something that I kind of resonated more with. So this is how I identify myself with. Things that I would get connected more with are associated with me, are reflection of me. So for example, if from the video I saw lot many values, but the one value that stood out most for me was friendship. So I am a friendly person, and I know this. When you meet with me in person, you'll know that I am quite a friendly person. Similarly, say for Jyoti, something stood out was hope. So when I haven't met her in person, but those who know her personally would see, yes, she is very hopeful. She is somebody who always brings back hope into the conversation. So the things that stood out most for you are your reflections. So what I am trying to tell you is to first to have a high vision of yourself, but before that, the counting doesn't starts with 1, 2, 3. It starts with 0, and the level 0 is to know who I am, how I am. Next level is to have a vision. So to that, vision is going to support me in my actions. If I have a higher vision, my actions would be that kind. If my vision is just a very basic, normal one, my actions wouldn't be one that supports me in a kind of growth. So, to have a higher vision and then to be very practical, to be able to see failure, accept it, and also, most importantly, to be able to recognize the time around me, because that is very important when we are trying to achieve something. Time is a big factor. So to become friends with time, become friends with people around me, to become friend for the self, so that I do not take actions or do not do things that are not friendly for me, are very important. And the most last of the designing tool is perseverance. Keep on doing it, keep on doing it. Nelson Mandela once said, which is very interesting, is that make sure your choices reflect your hope and not your fears. What I am choosing should reflect my high hopes and not the fears of the present. There might be bad or gray situations in the present times, but let not that color my decisions or my choices. My choices should have or carry the colors for a brighter future, a better future, a hopeful future. So these five things are the tools to design the life. One is to know myself, who I am, how I am. Secondly, to have a higher vision. And then the third is to be friendly, to befriending the process, befriending the people, befriending the time, befriending with the self. The fourth one is perseverance. No matter how much difficult it is, I have to keep on moving. And the last one is to be patient, to have patience. And in that way, we would be able to design our life in a beautiful, colorful butterfly. So the last activity that I would request you all to jump into is, because I requested you to have a paper and pen with yourself, and the idea is to fill in the blanks. I'm sure you must have done this fill in the blanks activity when you were in school, and sometimes in your literature class or subject, you were given dash went to this. So you put somebody's name there. Say Neil went to dash, so you write some place. So there's the fill in the blanks. So I'm writing this fill in the blanks for you on the chat box, and I would like you to use this fill in the blanks and share your answers that you have just filled in. And before we go into that fill in the blanks exercise, let's go into a little reflection exercise. Okay, so wherever you are sitting, sit very gently. Keep your phone aside, pen, copy, all everything aside, and just dive deep into your own mind space. Take a deep breath, very gently. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Visualize a mirror in front of you and see yourself. You have been gifted this body by Mother Nature. Whatever it is, however it is a gift. Appreciate it. Share your gratitude to Mother Nature for this gift. And now look very closely into the face. What is that one thing that is really very unique and special in this face? You might take time to appreciate your skin or the eyes or the nose. It could be any aspect that you really think is very unique. Appreciate it for some time. Again, thanks Mother Nature for it. And now, look into the eyes. Look into your own eyes. I am looking into my own eyes. How can I do that if I am the eyes? So certainly I am not my eyes. I am an energy using these eyes. I am a sentient being, a star. I am a being of light. Take some time and ask your own self who you are. What are your virtues? You will find many beautiful answers. And when you come back from this reflection, I would request you to fill in this blank. So I have written it on the chat for you to consider filling these blanks. You can write it in the chat box, or you can write it on a paper and then show it to us on the camera, whichever is easier. I think the first option is easier, where you write it in the chat box. So the fill in the blank says, I am dash. So what are you? Think on it and write it. I can do dash. There are many things you can do, but choose one that would define you. I have dash. What are the things that you have? Are there things that you want to write here, or the virtues that you want to write here? Choose. Together, like this group together, we can do dash. And you have got 2 minutes to fill this blank. I am blank. I can do blank. I have blank. Together we can do blank. And if you have finished filling these blanks, you can post it on the chat. And alternatively, you also unmute yourself and read it loud to the group. So who's going to be the leader to start?
I can start,
Yes?
Maseke. I am light.
Mm-hmm.
I can do anything I put my mind to.
Very nice.
I have love. Together we can do more.
Wonderful. So my
Actually,
secretary,
the
please
more
can you write that? Can you please write that into the group so that we all carry these beautiful messages back? Eva, can you read it for us?
Yes, I am a peaceful child of God. I can do tasks which serve myself and my community. I have divine qualities. Together, we can do anything to achieve spiritual goals.
Beautiful. Very nice. Who's going next? Jyoti, Pankita, Arunaji, Carol, Raj, Neer. I can keep taking names.
Carol, okay. I am love. I can do the impossible. I have eternity. Together we can do miracles.
Thank you
Finish.
so much. Beautiful. Please put it on the chat so that everybody can see this. Karibune, can you read it for all of us?
Okay. I am alive. I can do amazing things. I have people who love. Together we can transform this world.
Wow. Thank you so much. Neer, next you. Can you unmute and read it for everyone? Okay, so Neer has written, I am amazing. I can do anything, even the impossible. I have my friends and family. Together, we can do everything to make the world a better place. Very nice. Pooja, would you like to read it?
So I am kind. Um, I can help others. I have love, and together we can heal.
Very nice. Pankita?
Okay. I am determined. I can do teamwork. I have courage to do anything. Together, we can do anything.
Very nice. What about Jyoti?
I am light. I can spread light into the world. I have lightness in tasks, and together we can light up the world.
Very nice. Who's left? Do I see anybody else who's not shared? I think everybody shared. So this was the little exercise that we wanted to share with you, where people carries those t-shirts with great quotations, and they pay so much for it. Sometimes they go and buy t-shirts or merchandises that has these beautiful quotations, and sometimes these quotations are just good but not what connects with me instantly. I mean, I might agree to many of the things, but what is that defines me? So now you have got your own fill in the blanks with which you can make your own t-shirt. You can put it in your wall, you can carry it, or you can just keep it in your pocket, and every day can remind yourself, I am this, I can do this, I have this, and together we can do this. So this is how you design your everyday. This is how you design your spirits. You design your surroundings, you design your situations, and you design your relations. So I hope you would use this fill in the blanks not just for this activity, but also you will carry it back And I'm sure if this chat is going to be saved, at least people have been able to watch or hear what they have got many definitions of. And this is what is the greatest gift that we can all share today, to know ourselves better. So I would stop here, and you have got beautiful tools to design life. And now if you have any questions, we can take questions, or however, Sister Aruna, you share what we do next.
Yes, if there's any questions, please unmute and or otherwise type it on the chat. Thank you.
Hello. It was really nice session. I really enjoyed. Thank you, Brother Santanu, to bringing this. And I would like to ask you that if it is anything that we can do at your center, like Brahma Kumari Center, to do this exercise, it would be more grateful to do it physically than virtually. Then sharing the energy, we can't feel energy in this virtual meeting. There we can feel the energy.
Hmm. So I think the best person to answer this question is Sister Aruna, because I am in Nairobi right now, and I don't know what situation, which center you are right now, which is closest to you. But the fact that
Uh,
which you
okay,
shared,
actually, I am in Nairobi only.
that's good, beautiful. So we can meet in Nairobi center anytime. So the Nairobi center is in Western, near the Sarit. So you can come there and we
Okay.
can meet definitely. But as you
Okay,
said,
do you have anything timing for the meditation or anything?
I think, yeah, there is a timing, because I'm also new to Nairobi, so I don't know the local timings. So you can anyways connect with us, and I'm sure Sister Aruna can help in the logistics of that. So you can connect and come and learn meditation and also spend time in meditation. There are students which I saw in these very little days that who come and just sit and meditate, take some time, meditate, and then go to their work. So this is very true that in person when we meet, or in a, because why do we feel the energy more when we are in a physical space? Because we have done an effort in that. The more the effort is, the better the output is. And in the Zoom scenarios, what is happening is things have become very easy for us. So there's nothing wrong with easy, but sometimes that easiness takes a little different form and it becomes very casual. And so when you do something physically, because you have made an effort, you get more out of it. And so I totally agree. Please most welcome to the center and be part of the center and the workshop that we offer here. Is there anybody else with any other question?
Could I please ask Pankita to put her email address on the chat so that, or I'll send it to me, Aruna, and I can then email her the address
Yeah,
for
sure,
Nairobi.
sure.
Thanks.
That's perfect.
Also
All
send me the
sorted.
timing you have for the meditation and all other lectures or any activity like this.
Yeah, so if you, what I will then do is send your details through, I will give you the details for Nairobi, and then you can message them and they can then give you the events calendar for the month, because that's what they usually have, is the events for the month. And then I'm sure you can call them and visit Brother as well at the center.
Okay, thank you.
So I think we can do a little meditation before we close. Is that okay?
Yes, that'll be good. I see there's 2 comments. Kidiboni saying thank you kindly for the motivation. And Maseko is saying thank you very much. It was really refreshing.
Thank you so much for bringing that good energy. So let's sit very relaxed. And remember, this is the moment to experience something. Whatever you have to do, you will do them. Nothing is going off your ways. They are standing on their time and you will do them. But just for now, bring back all your attention from the projects, from the agendas, from everything that I have to do, and bring it to now. Let's center ourselves. Sit very relaxed, comfortably. Take a deep breath. Breathe out very gently. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. With my control on my thoughts, I can experience a stillness in myself. How controlled is my breathing now? It makes me relaxed. Similarly, when I am able to slow down my thoughts, control them, I experience peace. Peace is my true form. Peace is my true identity. Peace is who I am. I am a being of light, shining in the center of the forehead, beaming the energy of peace to all around. This power of peace is nourishing me. This power of peace is my nourishment. This power of peace is my motivation. And this power of peace is also my way of action. I now know who I am. I know what I have to do. I also know what I can do. I will channelize all my energy in filling all the blanks of my life and make meaningful sentence of my life. I would support others to do the same for their lives. Together, we can support each other and flourish. Thank you so much. Greetings of peace. Om Shanti.
And thank you so much, Brother Shantanu, for your creativity and insights. Let's hope we can bring a bit of it into application. You've provided us with quite a few tools, but it's up to us now to actually put it into practice so that we can actually design or change things in our lives according to what we want. We really appreciate your time and hoping to have another session with you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Shanti,
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you.